To Kenya now, where the next step in the country's post-election drama is taking place at the Supreme Court here in Nairobi. Judges are convening for a pre-trial conference. They're due to decide on the validity of 3 petitions challenging the latest round of the presidential polls. The court has already annulled the first round. Depending on its decision, the rerun results could be annulled as well. Kenya can ill afford yet another election. It's already spent millions of dollars on the first and second polls this year. Incumbent President Uhuru Kenyatta has been declared the winner both times. Opposition leader Raila Odinga disputed the first round, while civil society groups, activists and former politicians are challenging the second round results. Let's get you a quick update on that story now. I'm joined live from Nairobi by CGTN's Robert Nagila. Robert, what's happening at the Supreme Court right now?
A very good afternoon, Penina, from the Central Business District in the capital, Nairobi. We're just in front of the Supreme Court where a pre-trial hearing is currently taking place. Now, that pre-trial hearing has been ongoing for the last couple of hours, kicked off at about 11 a.m. local time, and is scheduled to carry on until this afternoon, until all the niggling important issues have been determined already. Penina?
And Robert, can you explain to us why it's significant?
Absolutely. Well, Penina, a pre-trial hearing is significant because it basically determines all the procedural issues before the court, and this is before the petition can be heard. Now, essentially what we're talking about when we talk about a pre-trial hearing such as the one behind us, we're looking at the introduction of lawyers defending certain parties. You're also looking at, are there any other individuals that want to be enjoined in these petitions before the court itself? And then, of course, as well, the setting the dates of the hearing. When will the petition actually be heard? What is going to be the manner in which the lawyers representing the certain parties involved in this case will be heard before the court? So those are the issues that will be sorted out, and that's the main reason why it's significant, because once the petition is finally being heard, then all these procedural items should not come up while the petition is being heard. Penina?
Yeah, but Robert, this process has dragged on for months now. What's next?
Absolutely, Penina. It has dragged on, as most of our viewers will recall. August 8th, that's the first time that Kenyans went to the polls to elect a new president, and then that was thrown away by the court, citing irregularities and illegalities as well. Then the court came up with a new date, that was October 26th. That's already been carried out, and now already there are 2 main challenges here. Now, one is by a former member of parliament, and the second one is by a section from the civil society, both challenging the illegality of this election for the simple reason no nominations were carried out. So it does appear that in this case, the Supreme Court will have to go back and interpret what its directive was after it nullified the August 8th election itself. However, what's next, that remains to be seen after the court determines this particular petition. There are a number of outcomes here. 2 of them mainly: will the country go back to another election, or will President Uhuru's victory then carry the day? So it remains to be seen. The court has 6 days in which to determine this case, and after that we're basically looking at 2 weeks. If President Uhuru wins this petition, we're looking at 2 weeks. That is November 28th as to when he'll be sworn in. Penina?
Robert, just quickly before I let you go, last time you stood in front of that very court, there were lots of crowds on the streets. I guess what I'm trying to say is there was a lot of flamboyance characterizing the last petition. We don't see that with this now. How do you explain that? Are Kenyans losing interest, or what's going on?
Well, yes, that's one of the reasons. There is that fatigue that has set in already. In the last election, that was October 26th, there was a number of people who actually didn't go out to vote for the simple reason they were just fed up with the politics. Now, one of the main reasons why we're not seeing too many political supporters out in force as we did the last time there was a petition before this very court is because, number one, the rains. Number two, the opposition leader Raila Odinga is currently out of the country. He is expected on Friday. That will be a couple of days before the court determines this petition. And number three, really, it does appear that until we get towards the climax of this case, that's when we expect to see more crowds out here, and on the day that they are determining this case. So still a few more days to go. There is fatigue that has set in, but as yet, neither political side, the ruling party or the opposition, has called out its supporters to come out here. But over the next few days, I suspect that we will see at least one or either or both sides call out their supporters to come out here as we wait for this case to conclude before the Supreme Court. Penina?
All right, Robert Nagila in Nairobi for us. Thank you.